Welcome back to the Ultimate Diecast Garage, where today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing 4 more MiniGT models. Now, if you do want to check out any more unboxings from MiniGT, make sure to check out the playlist linked in the description, as there's plenty more unboxings of many different models from the brand. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the first model of the video. Up first, we have this Hyundai i20N Rally1 hybrid from the 2023 Rally Monte Carlo, where it finished 3rd place. You can see the Hyundai and the N logo on the one side and the MiniGT on the other, with it being number 710 out of the series. You can see all the information and the licensing on the back just as normal, with all your warnings and everything on the bottom, pretty much standard for all your MiniGT models at this point. Straight away with the model unboxed, you can see just how vibrant the colours are and how well placed the decals are. They're also super easy to read. All the small ones are nice and crisp and really easy to read, like I say. You can see the body lines are absolutely fantastic, and the overall proportion straight away caught my eye, as it looks really good. You can see the tyre writing on the wheel looks absolutely fantastic, and obviously the wheels do spin. The tyre writing is really small, but nonetheless you can still see it. And again, like I say, the decals all around the model super crisp. You can see the driver names on the window on both sides, which is really cool. And obviously the Hyundai badge front and rear, again nice and crisp and prominent on the car. There is a roll cage inside the car as well, obviously being a rally car, so they have even included the detail on the interior, which is really cool to see. Again, the detail up top with the Belgian flag, really cool. And the N logo on the grille, again very cool detail. MiniGT have done a couple rally cars now, and they are very good. All the proportions are very good. The body lines and the body kits very well done. You can see the detail in the headlights, which is absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, some of the most detailed headlights I have seen on a model, as they look super realistic up close. Same for the tail lights, although they have got a little bit of paint on the exterior to give it a bit of the realism look. It does look super realistic. The acrylic piece behind that, very well done. And you can see the Hyundai Motorsports logo. Again, all super crisp. All the decals very well done. And the model sits absolutely fantastic. It'll definitely look very good in a diorama as well. But that now brings us on to the second model of the video, which is this Eunos Roadster. And as you can see, that's number 838 out of the series. Now, they have already done a normal MX-5 before, but this one, being the V Special, has a few different options on the trim and colour, and just more options you can choose from the factory in general. As you can see, this one having the specs of a really nice dark olive green and a beautiful tan interior to contrast. As you can see, really nicely done with the paintwork, just like the previous model. And the wheels, again, really nicely done, super realistic. And even down to the tyres being road tyres, which I thought was really cool to even have as a feature. You can see the Eunos badge in the centre of the wheels, as the wheels do spin, just like standard on a MiniGT model. And you can see the V Special number plate, the Roadster and the Eunos badge on the back as well. That exhaust, nice and proportioned, also really adding to the detail. You can see, being a drop top, it has got nice detail on the interior, and the steering wheel does contrast that tan interior as well really nicely, with some great detail on that centre console and dashboard as well, with the seats having some good detail done, with the lines of the stitching very nicely done. You can see on the exterior of the model that Eunos badge just on the front next to the fog lights, which looks super realistic and nice and old school as well in their design. Just like the rear tail lights, they might seem a little bit big, but they are really nicely proportioned and again have some great detail, which you can see. You can see it does also have the mirror decal, which again adds to the realism and really makes this model good for photography. Just like the road tyres, again, not something I did think they even focused on, but now I know they do, I'll definitely be keeping my eye out. So make sure to keep your eye out in this video, as you'll definitely see the change throughout. You can see the windshield is really nice and clear, and the window wipers again are on the front, not too prominent as they are moulded on, but again they are there for the realism. And again, you can see the interior really nicely done with a nice level of detail, keeping the price point of the £13 to £15 for these models. Really well done in my opinion. And again, the way it sits and the badges, really nice and crisp, and the paintwork is absolutely phenomenal. The tan interior is a really nice contrast, and again, the paint isn't applied too heavy where you'd lose the body lines. For example, the headlights not being popped up, you can still clearly see where they are. But now let's move on to the third model of the video, which is this Mazda RX-7 Super Silhouette number 41 Numero Reserve. As you can see, coming with the Liberty Walk logo on one side, MiniGT on the other, and it's number 773 out of the series. I know we're jumping about a little bit, but nonetheless, you can see all the details on the back with it being right-hand drive as well. All the warnings on the bottom, and the licensing on the back again, just as standard for your MiniGT model. Now, I know quite a few companies have done this, the main one being Eunos 64, which I have unboxed on the channel, but MiniGT for the price have done a very, very good model. As you can see straight away, just like all the other cars, especially the rally car, you can see the decals are super crisp, the wheels do spin again, the tyre writing really nice and prominent, and all the decals again super easy to read. The one thing I would say that is a little bit bad on this model, and it's not really the end of the world, is that rear light is completely blacked out and there isn't any detail in it at all from what I can see. But nonetheless, the overall look and feel of the model is super premium. Like I say, that pinstriping again, you can see meets up perfectly around the back. Very good quality control on this model in my opinion. And the overall look, like I say, is very cool. The Eunos 64 one is a little bit bigger and a bit more aggressive with the body kit. This one's a little bit smoother and a little bit smaller in terms of proportion. But nonetheless, this model is still extremely good for the price point if you didn't want to pay the little bit more for the Eunos 64 one, which is completely understandable. That roll cage on the interior is a really nice contrast to the white and really stands out, adding to the detail and overall look of this model. And like I said at the start, this model has a really nice weight and feel to it, and feels really nice and premium in your hand. You can see it does look really nice and realistic as it sits, not as aggressive like I say as the Eunos 64 one with the stance, but nonetheless still a really good looking model and proportioned very well accordingly to other MiniGT models in their range. Again, the overall look is very cool. You can see the diffuser is super aggressive with that Liberty Walk plate, and all the writing and decals super easy to read. Overall, I do think this model is very good. Which brings us nicely onto the fourth model of the video, which is this Lamborghini Huracán GT3 EVO 2 number 83 from the 2023 Daytona 24 Hours race, and the Iron Dames version as well. You can see this really vibrant box unfortunately has took a little bit of damage from me dropping it, but you can see again all the details, all the information, and it's number 772 out of the series. Now, one thing I will say is the camera does not do this model justice with just how vibrant these colours are. You can see the green is a really vibrant accent to the pink, and the pink in general is absolutely incredible with a beautiful satin finish. Now, you could say it's applied a little heavy, but I think that's just the actual paint in general. I think it's really well applied, and you definitely don't lose any of the body lines at all. You can see there's no tyre writing on this model, but the wheels do spin freely, and the tyres are the slick tyres, which obviously, unlike the road-going MX-5, you can see these ones are a bit different. Again, the attention to detail that MiniGT do have is absolutely incredible. Also being shown in the rear of the model with the intricacy of the tail lights and the diffuser as well. Really well done, and also that race light as well for the rain. Absolutely incredible, just to be including that level of detail for the price of these models. You can see all the decals super crisp and super vibrant, just like all the other models I have unboxed, but the vibrancy of this model is absolutely incredible, and those yellow headlights really do offset the model. Really well proportioned and super aggressive the way it's actually sat as well. You can see the Iron Dames on the spoiler, and the green accents, like I mentioned, really complementing the model very well, and the number 83 plastered across the model, again really prominent, super crisp. All of the smaller decals really easy to read. Honestly, this might be one of my favourite models in a while that MiniGT have produced. It's super vibrant, and it really stands out. I know I've said that a lot, but just look at the way it sits. It's super aggressive. Here you can see all of the models I have unboxed in today's video, with the Lamborghini being by far the most aggressive and the one that stands out the most with that extremely vibrant colour like I have said. Now, the RX-7, like I say, isn't as aggressive as its counterpart from Eunos 64, but nonetheless, for the price point, it's definitely very, very good and looks super, super good in a diorama as well. You can see the MX-5 being a lot smaller, but really, really cool, being a road-going car. And the rally car, honestly, could be one of my favourites. Let me know what you think down in the comments.